Morning, good morning, good morning. Let's get the stream over to the fan page, and then we'll be ready to start the show. Good morning, Candace. Let me do this so I can see your streams a little bit. Ray J, top of the morning to you guys. Missed you guys yesterday, man. I came on at 8, and it was crickets. It's like, oh, okay, so people don't want to see me at 8. All right. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to get the stream to share on the fan page. And then we'll start the show. Myra Key, top of the morning to you. Let's get ready to do this thing, y'all. Everybody hear me okay? Copy link. Yes. Get my tablet open for my intro music. Goes there. Cool. Man, I miss you here. Nah, you know what? Overslept. I just said, okay, well, maybe I just start coming on at 8 since I'm oversleeping a lot. And no one showed up. So, well, maybe they don't like 8. Maybe 7 is better. So, cool. I will be here from now on between 7 and 7:30. Alright, as soon as this thing pops up, then I can get it shared over to the fan page. And then we can rock and roll. Shout out to everybody who came out to the No More Crumbs workshop yesterday at Covenant for Life Christian Center. We had a rocking good time. It was really fun. Good morning, Yolanda Turner. Top of the morning to you. Lakeisha, good morning. All right, so let me just do that. Get it shared so we can get this thing started. Today on the agenda, talking about your passions, man. Talking about your passions, how to identify them. Because if you can get that thing figured out, man, ain't no stopping you now. You're on the move. I'm telling you, you identify those passions, man. Bam. That's the ticket right there. That is the ticket. All right, so let's start the show this morning. Let me grab my water real quick. All right, let's do it. Nope, download later because you're gonna mess me up. My files, my intro track. All right, let's start the broadcast. See where this show is gonna take us this morning. Cause y'all know I'm not in control, right?
So I'm asking for help. It's time to switch it up. Put the hip shit on the shelf. Cause the way the real weapons being real will sell. My eyes to see the glory of the coming of the left. I can't do it by myself. So I'm asking for help. Money. That's all you got. There's nothing wrong with being wealthy. Like Kanye West says, having money is not everything. Not having it is. No, Deuteronomy 8:18 says God gives us the ability to create wealth. No, it's the love of money that's the root of all evil. You don't like money so much, why do you get up and go to work? Yeah, everybody do think about all the things that you think you have to say. I'm just trying to leave a legacy for my money's not everything, but when you got it, you can do some cool stuff. And now, your host for Talking Money in the Morning, financial health mentor to the working class, Mr. Cortez.
Good morning, and welcome to Talking Money in the Morning live with your main man, H. Cortez, the one and only financial health mentor to the working class, where I do my absolute best to bring practical yet proven wealth building strategies to working class men and women all over this great nation of ours. It is truly an honor, privilege, and a blessing to be able to come to you guys each and every morning. And you guys keep showing up, man. I am so appreciative. Today we're talking about identifying your passion so that you can then profit from them. Identifying your passion so that you can then profit for them. But do me a huge favor. If you're checking us out on YouTube, grab the link, share it on your favorite social media platform, whether it's Pinterest, LinkedIn, Instagram, wherever you like to share stuff, share the link so we can get more people engaged. If you are, and then also comment, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you're checking us out on Facebook, please share the stream on your timeline. You got people on your timeline who need to understand their passions. And if you haven't liked my fan page, Financial Health Mentor, please do. I do a lot of events and things of that nature that you'll be able to plug into when you're on that fan page. And don't forget to give me the likes, the thumbs ups, the hearts, and all of that kind of stuff, because that proves to Facebook that we're bringing something of value to Facebook. And when we do that on a regular basis, Facebook rewards us by pushing our information and our content out in front of more and more people, and we can get a bigger and better audience for the show. So I appreciate that. Just in case you stumbled upon this show on accident, every morning before we get started, I'd like to let you know exactly who this show is for. This show is for my risers and grinders this morning. This show is for the man, woman, boy, or girl who's decided that they're going to get up, get out, and get something, not only this morning, but each and every morning. This show is for you. This show is for the person who went to bed last night with legacy on their brain, and they're thinking to themselves, what am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to do next week, next month, next year, 5 years from now to ensure that my great-great-grandchildren are proud to bear my name? This show, my friend, is for you. If you have the desire to build wealth, if you have the discipline to build wealth, but maybe you lack a game plan, maybe you need some strategies, maybe you need a coach, a mentor, maybe you need a community of people who are like-minded, who are all on the page of building wealth, maybe that's you. And guess what? You've tuned into the right show, because that's exactly what we do here. This show, my friend, is for you. Now, on the other hand, who is this show not for? Right? If you are that person who has that weird relationship with money where you think capitalism is a dirty word, you think money is evil, you think wealthy people are snobs, this show, my friend, is not for you. Right? Because what we understand is that the people who have that kind of relationship with money tend to repel money away from them instead of attracting money to them. Good morning, Bridget. So if that's you, then you don't want to watch this show, because everybody, give me a thumbs up if this is true, everybody who is watching this show is attracting money, wealth, success, respect, those sorts of things to them. And if you, my friend, don't like that stuff, then watching this show will cause you to attract something to you that you believe is evil. And why would you want to do that? If you don't like the fact that we just keep talking about money, 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 and I said money 12 times in the last 10 seconds, this show, my friend, is not for you. Now, if you're sitting back thinking to yourself, Donald Trump, somebody finally won that long presidential campaign, right? Now we have a winner. And if you're thinking about what Donald Trump is going to do to fix the economy instead of focusing on your economy, this show ain't for you, man. Because I heard people talking about, well, the United States is a business and Donald Trump is a businessman, so maybe he can fix the economy. Man, fix your economy, right? And everything else will take care of itself. So if that's you, this show is not for you. Now, let's be clear. I do not have a problem with you not wanting to be wealthy. I promise I don't. I only have a problem with you having a problem with me wanting to be wealthy, right? I don't understand why, if you're complacent and comfortable with where you are and I'm not, and I'm aspiring to greater things, why on earth does that bother you? Right? I have people like that. It literally bugs them that I'm a future billionaire. Right? That bugs them, and they're like, that's your pursuit. Yes, that's my pursuit, right? Yes, that's that. I have dreams, goals, and aspirations. If you've already reached yours, more power to you. I have not, so I'm still striving, I'm still pushing. So if that is you, this show is not for you. And as I tell you each and every morning, if you've never seen a future billionaire before, then I want you to take a screenshot right now, because you're looking at one, right? And then watch me work. Hold me accountable. Watch me work over the next 5 or 10 years, and you're going to see. And I know some of you saying that's a pretty bold statement. You're talking about going from a negative net worth to a billionaire in 5 to 10 years. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. So, but here's the thing. You can watch me from the sideline, or you can get in the game, right? Because there's not a single billionaire on the planet who's got to be a billionaire without helping tens of thousands of others become six-figure earners, millionaires, decamillionaires, mega millionaires, even other billionaires. Think about what Oprah did for Iyanla Van Zant, Dr. Phil, Gail, and all of these people, right? Like they say, a rising tide lifts all ships. So you can get in the game, or you can stand on the sideline and cheer for me or cheer against me. It don't even make me know, never mind, right? But that's what I'm doing. Hopefully you have some dreams and goals and aspirations of your own. And I believe that you do, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be watching this show. Today's show is sponsored by Young Biz Kids. Young Biz Kids is a nonprofit organization that I'm a part of, and we teach entrepreneurship to children. And in fact, I have today, I have a 1-minute pitch that I have to give in front of some potential funders. So I'm going to practice on you guys my 1-minute pitch. And you guys tell me what you think. And I haven't quite gotten it all together, but it will go something like this. My name is H. Cortez. I'm here on behalf of the organization Young Biz Kids, where our main focus is to close the wealth gap here in St. Louis metropolitan area in particular, but eventually around the world. And we try to, our aim to do that, or our solution to do that, is through entrepreneurship. See, right here in the St. Louis metropolitan area, roughly 30% of all children are being raised in poverty right now. And we believe introducing them to entrepreneurship at a young age can help us overcome that wealth gap, because entrepreneurship does a few things for children. Number one, we've watched the children who participate in our program increase in confidence because they have something that they can call their own, and that confidence bleeds over into school and other things. So we believe entrepreneurship is a way to close the wealth gap by introducing our babies and helping them identify their passions early on in life. So again, I'm H. Cortez, representing Young Biz Kids, and we are going to step out or close the wealth gap here in St. Louis by 50%. That means we're going to get 15% of those children who are growing up in poverty out of that situation through entrepreneurship. And the second reason that entrepreneurship is important is because it gives our children a reason to stay in school. It gives them a reason to study hard. So as they are starting to run and own their own businesses, develop their own products, use their creativity, then they can make the connection to how a solid education will help them. So we're here today to give you guys our pitch, because we need funding, we need your support, we need volunteers, we need to continue to build our community that's going to thrive and support these children in their creative and entrepreneur endeavors. So if you want more information on Young Biz Kids, then you go to youngbizkids.org, and that's kids with a Z, youngbizkidz.org. Thank you guys for your time. All right, how was that? I mean, I think that was more than a minute, but I'm going to get it condensed to roughly a minute, and just say what our organization is about, what our goals are, what we're trying to achieve, and how people can get involved and help us. So if you want more information on Young Biz Kids, go to youngbizkids.org. Something that we're doing in the St. Louis area. Eventually, as we build this thing out, we will have chapters all over the country, because I'm serious, man. If we start introducing our children to entrepreneurship as kids, they start to identify their passions earlier in life. And because they identify those passions and learn how to turn them into a business, they won't walk away from their passions. And when you don't walk away from your passions, it's your passions that lead to your purpose. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Y'all about to get me started. So we're talking about identifying your passions. And that's one reason that I love this topic, because when you identify your passion and learn how to profit from them, that will keep you engaged in your passion longer. And it is true. Your passion does lead you to your purpose. Why aren't more people walking in their purpose on this earth today? Because they had to step away from their passion to chase a dollar. Right? Most of us didn't figure out how to turn our passion into a business. So if your passion was music, for instance, and you couldn't figure out how to get paid adequately for doing music, then you went and got a job somewhere. And that job took up 10, 12 hours of your day, and you slowly separated you from your passion of music. And because you walked away from your passion, now you're not in position to walk into your purpose, because your passions lead to your purpose. Does that make sense? Hopefully, guys, that makes sense to you. So you want to surround yourself or find out how to identify your passions. Most of us have identified them. They're just on the shelf somewhere. And let me tell you something about putting your passions on the shelf somewhere, right? There's a parable in the Bible that talks about the master who was going on a journey, and he left his 3 servants, one with 1 talent, one with 2 talents, and one with 5 talents, right? I don't want you to be the guy with the 1 talent, because the guy with the 1 talent, you know what he did with it? He went and buried it. He went and buried it. The guy with the 2 talents took it to the marketplace and he doubled it. The guy with the 5 talents took it to the marketplace and he doubled it. So when the master returned, the guy with the 5 and the 2 talents were rewarded. But the one who had the 1 talent, who buried it, even that 1 talent he had was taken away. He was admonished and punished because he put his talent on the shelf, so to speak. He put his passion on the shelf, so to speak. And that's what many of us are doing. We're putting our passion on the shelf instead of using our passion to take it to the marketplace and double it. Right? You want to take that passion to the marketplace and double it. Now, I get that not everybody can figure out how to get paid for that passion. So we're going to talk about some of that stuff here in a second. But let's talk about a few ways that you can identify your passion, just in case you've forgotten what that passion was, right? 4 questions that I have written down here that can help you identify your passions, right? Number 1, ask yourself what you would be doing right now if money was no object. What would you be doing right now if money was no object? Right? If all of your bills was paid, your house was paid off, your cars was paid off, you had an unlimited supply of groceries, so you didn't have to work to make money to do any of those things, that you were just set. Right? What would you be doing? How would you be spending your time if money was no object? Right? You can answer that question, then you're getting closer and closer to your passion. What would you be doing right now if money was no object? I can guarantee you I'd still be working with kids. That's just what I do. Another way that you can identify your passions, and you know that those passions were ordained by your Creator, is because think about your passion for a second, and then tell me why you're passionate about it. I'll wait. Think about your passion and tell me why you're passionate about it, or when you develop that passion. Chances are you don't know why you're passionate about it. Chances are you can't even recall when you start being passionate about it. You know why? Because you've always been passionate about it. That passion was put inside of you for a reason. And I believe everybody is given their passion so it leads to their purpose. Right? Because I don't know why I like to see people win. I've always liked to see people win. Period. In particular, children or younger people, but even adults. I just like to see people win. I like to, my gift is exaltation. I like to exhort and extol and lift people up, motivate, encourage, speak positivity into their lives. That's just part of who I am, and to help others. Bridget is the same way, right? When did that start for you, Bridget? you can't put a finger on when it started. It's just always been there. You can probably think back to a time when you first realized you just love to help people, but it's always been there, right? So that passion. So there is a way for you to generate income from that passion, right? And then you stick with helping people long enough, then certain people will cross your path that will help you uncover your purpose. And guys, wherever your purpose is, God wouldn't put you on a mission and have you on a mission where there is no provision. So your passions will lead to your purpose. Your purpose includes your provision. And if everybody starts to walk in their purpose, your provision is already included. You won't have to struggle for money, finance, and resources because it's already included in your purpose. And this world, my friend, will be a happier place for it. What would you do if money was no object? Right? Bridget says she'd be helping people, you know, because that's what she loves to do. That's what her passion is. What were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today? What were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today? And can you see yourself doing that 5 years from now? Right? We're talking about uncovering or identifying your passions. What were you doing 5 years ago that you are still doing today? And can you see yourself still doing that 5 years from now? The only thing that you do for 5 years consecutively and maybe 10 or 15 is things that you're passionate about. Things that you're not passionate about, you don't do those things for 5 years, right? Outside of your job, because you're actually doing your job because you're passionate about your family and you're trying to feed your family. But I'm not, a job notwithstanding, what were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today and that you can see yourself still doing 5 years from now? We're talking about uncovering your passions, right? That this is how you uncover your passions. Start to answer these questions. Write this stuff down because some of you guys have more than one passion. Write this stuff down, right? What comes naturally to you, right? What comes instinctively to you, right? I was at my son's basketball practice. They playing high school ball now. My youngest is now a freshman, and there's a young lady sitting there, but she's dressed out for practice. So it turns out she's the sister of one of the boy basketball players, but she plays girls. She plays for the girls team. And I said, young lady, there's a whole other basketball court over there, and you're just sitting here watching them practice. Why aren't you over there working on your game? And before I knew it, I was lathered up in sweat and had that girl in a full workout because that's just what I do. I want to see her win. And why waste your time in the gym when you could be improving your skills? And luckily she was receptive to it. She didn't have a problem. She just didn't know what to be doing on her own. So I gave her a little game plan. I said, hey, if you're gonna constantly be up here and have to be up here because your brother, her and her brother ride together, you got to be up here. Then here's a little strategy that you could use, a little series of drills that you could be doing to get yourself better while your brother is over on the other side coaching or practicing. So I just jumped right in. That just came so natural to me. And I enjoyed it. That's just what I do. That's just who I am, right? So what comes natural to you, as long as it's positive, right? Hopefully, killing people don't come natural to you, or stealing don't come natural to you, right? But those things that come natural to you, right? Those are things that you can, those are markers for your passions, right? And then ask those around you, what are my best qualities? What are my best attributes? What do you think that I'm good at? Because sometimes we're good at things that we don't realize, and other people will see us as naturals. And say, man, that comes so easy for you. So ask people around you, say, hey, what do you think I'm good at? Right? What do you see? What do you think my passions are? And those four questions can help you identify your passions. And once you identify those things and you start to think, well, you know what? That does come relatively easy to me. That's just something I just love to do. And now that I think about it, I've always loved to do that. So now you start asking yourself, okay, that is my passion. It's fully been identified. I know what I'm passionate about. Now, how do I turn that passion into profits? How do I turn that passion into an income stream? Right? Not so that I can be rich, so to speak. Right? Not everybody's passion is to be a billionaire through serving people. That's my passion. I love to serve, so I'm going to serve my way up to $1 billion. It's just a goal that I have for myself. That keeps me going. It gets me up in the morning. Right? Just my passion. But think about your passion from a way to make profit, not so that you can necessarily get rich, just so that you can stay involved in that passion. Because if you can draw a little bit of income from it and you can feed your family with it, cover the bills, the mortgage, the lights, and all that kind of stuff from your passions, then you buy your time back. Because how many guys agree that when you're spending time doing things that you're passionate about, then you know it's like you're not really working, right? You're not really working. Find a way to get paid for doing what you love, and you never work a day in your life, right? That's the quote. Find a way to get paid for doing what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. It's not work when you're dealing in your passions. And when you're dealing in your passions, it's not work. What does that relieve? It relieves stress. It removes stress out of your life. Stress is the #1 leading cause of death in this country. I know some might argue heart disease, cancer is #2, but where does heart disease come from? It comes from stress. Where does cancer come from? It comes from stress. Physical stress. Sometimes we stress the body by putting the wrong things in it, poor food, bad chemicals, and all that kind of stuff. And that internal stress causes our bodies to not function properly. So we all create cancer cells every day. Our body just knows how to get rid of them. But when we continue to mistreat our bodies, we create more cancer cells we're able to expunge. And then they start to grow too rapidly, then we can't get rid of them. And as a result, then we start to develop tumors and all that sort of stuff. But it comes from stressing the body physically, stressing the body emotionally, right? So all disease comes from stress. So that's the #1 killer that nobody is talking about. And the #1 reason more of us are stressed than not is for getting up, going to a job that we cannot stand. All right, we're going to a job that we cannot stand because we're doing things on a monotonous level, day in, day out, over and over and over again, that we are just not passionate about. And because we know that in the back of our minds, we have these dreams and visions of things that we could be doing with that time while we're at work. And that causes a little bit of emotional and mental separation. That causes stress. Stress is a #1 killer of all human beings, right? So we got to figure out how to stay in our passions so that we are doing things that we love. We're emotionally happy. We're emotionally stable. We don't deal with the stress, and that creates better relationships. Better relationships also reduce stress. Come on, guys. All of this, we would be a better place and a better people, a better society if we were all dealing in our passions, because that would eventually lead us to our purpose. And when you start walking in your purpose on this planet, watch how the windows of heaven open and pour upon you an abundance of blessings. So those 4 questions, ask yourself, start to answer, start to ponder, start to meditate on those 4 things to uncover your passions. And then we're going to talk about a few things that you can do to profit from those passions, right? Profit from those passions. So what would you be doing if money was no object? Terrell said he missed the meeting on Monday. His tire blew out. Oh, that's all good, Terrell. I'm gonna send you some information that will catch you up to speed, so you can get an idea of what we do with our financial success membership, and if it's a good fit for you, then we'll talk about taking the next step. So, but yeah, I hate you missed it too, bro. So, 4 things that you add. What would you be doing if money was no object, right? That helps you identify your passions, helps you hone in on that passion. What were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today? What were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today? And that you can see yourself still doing 5 years from now, right? 5 years ago, I was a youth basketball coach and trainer. Still doing that today. I still do it with the same amount of zeal, passion, and love that I did at 5 years ago. I can see myself doing that still 5 years from now, 10 years from now. That's just something I'm passionate about, pouring into our young people, helping them be more confident, helping them believe in themselves, helping them reach and achieve their dreams, goals, and aspirations. That's just something that I do. All right. Ask those around you, what do you think I'm good at? What do you believe I'm passionate about? Right? Ask those around you those questions and sit back and listen intently. Because sometimes you think you're passionate about one thing, but you ask 3 people, what do you think that you're passionate about? And they all come back to you with the same answer. You have to listen to that. You have to take that in and say, wait a minute. I asked 3 different people this question, and not all of them have common relationships with me. They're just 3 different people, and all of them said, man, you know what? I think you should be a preacher. You should be a teacher. You should, right? Because I've got a cousin who raised me from childhood. Me and her son are like brothers. He's my second cousin, my third cousin, but we're like brothers. And she's been telling me since I was a boy. And every time she sees me right now, she said, "You preaching yet?" Because she said, that's what you're good at. I can tell you're passionate when you speak to people and you're trying to uplift and encourage people. That's what you're good at. So she always saw me as a preacher. I worked with a woman named Diane Rav as a young man. It was back in 2001. I worked for a company called Convergence here in the St. Louis area. And when I resigned from that company, she said, look at the effect that you have on these people. And I swear you could be a minister or a preacher or something, right? 2 people completely, they don't know each other. 2 people, right? That said, I should be a preacher, teacher, speaker, or something of that effect, right? So here I am speaking and preaching and teaching you guys, right? Not from an official capacity in a pulpit or anything like that, but that's what they saw that I was passionate about. They saw that I had the ability to move people with my words and with my passion for helping people. They saw that sometimes, and I didn't see that in me. I didn't see that. But 2 people saw that from different worlds, from different spaces, didn't know each other, and they saw that. One saw that in me as a young man, as a boy. The other saw that in me as a young man. So that was 2 different people. So ask the people around you, what do you think I'm passionate about? What do you think I'm good at? Right? That can help you identify your passion. And then ask yourself, what comes natural to you? What comes natural to you? What is easy to you? One of the attributes of being a mentor, coach, or speaker, you have to be patient with people, right? And I'm extremely patient. Patience just comes easy to me. Patience is just natural to me. It's hard to frustrate me, right? That's just me. So that tells me that's an attribute that supports my passion, right? I was with a friend yesterday helping them move a refrigerator. They got a new refrigerator, and because they bought it returned and it wasn't brand new, the company don't deliver it unless it's brand new. So we had to move it ourselves. And I was just I was trying to help the guy, and I just saw that his frustration. That the moment he was frustrated with the whole process. And he's banging the refrigerator up and knocking it up against the wall and scratching it up and all this kind of stuff. Just patience wasn't there, and we had to eventually take the doors off the thing. So I had to figure out how to do that, and I was just patient. I was like, hey man, we've set out to do a job, right? If this job takes us all day to do the job, it's just going to take us all day, but we're going to be patient and we're going to get the thing done. So, I just realized that I'm naturally patient. That becomes easy. That's easy for me. I don't frustrate easily, right? So that supports my passion of helping, encouraging, and dealing with others, because sometimes you're helping and you're talking to people who literally are so pessimistic that the average person will be run off, right? But I have the patience to sit down with somebody and give them 3 or 4 positive comments, and they come back with 3 or 4 negative comments, and then I have to try to flip those around. It's like, man, you ever gave somebody a compliment and they don't know how to just say thank you and receive it? Right? Just people are so used to being negative. Man, that's a nice looking dress you have on, young lady. Oh, this whole thing? It's like, wait a minute. Well, I'm just trying to give you a compliment, and you are turning it negative and just saying thank you. I appreciate that. Right? There are people like that. So my patience just comes natural to me. So actually, what comes natural, right? So now that you identified your passions, how do you profit from them, right? How do you profit from them? Now, this is one of my specialties. I'm a branding and marketing coach. And the number one thing that I teach people to brand is themselves. Brand yourself. See, the Financial Health Mentor is a brand of me, right? That's what I do. I mentor people in the area of financial health. That's just my brand, right? And all of these other things will help you understand financial health, right? Because if you're not stable in a lot of the other areas in your life, then you won't be stable with your money, right? So that is my brand. I teach people how to brand themselves once you identify your passion. So when you identify your passion, you can brand yourself as an authority in that space, in that industry, and turn that authority into profits. So one thing that you can do with your passion is you can create products. You can create products. I don't have my book up there. Normally I have it sitting right here so I can show you guys. That's a product. So I'm passionate about financial education, so I wrote a book. Right? I created a product from my passion to teach people financial literacy. Right? So you can create products. I create these videos and these webinars and all of these things all the time. I can package them and sell them if I decide. Right? Those are products that I create around my passion. If you like to bake, then obviously you can bake cookies and pies and all of that kind of stuff. And you can build a brand as the best baker in town. And as you build that brand, then you can start to profit from being authority in the space of baking, right? Maybe you write a cookbook with your 10 best recipes, pastry recipes, right? Maybe that see sometimes we are so closed-minded that we can only see the way that other people are making money with a brand or a passion and think we have to do the same thing. No, there's 1,000,001 ways to get paid from one single passion, right? So if you have a passion for baking, but you don't actually like to do the baking, maybe you can do the teaching. Right? Maybe you can mentor those who like to bake or who's trying to learn how to bake. And you can charge them for your mentorship service. You can charge them for your consulting fees. Maybe you are passionate about cooking, but you don't want your own restaurant, but you can be a Rachel Ray, a Martha Stewart. Put a camera in front of your face. What's that young lady name? Who blew up off of YouTube doing her little cooking shows and Facebook. I saw her on a Hollywood House Husbands with Kevin Hart. Started out just doing something she was passionate about. Somebody put a camera in her face. Few videos went viral. Now she's in Hollywood. Right? So there's 1,000,001 ways to get paid for your passion. You know, one of my passions is youth sports, coaching, training, and things of that nature, right? So I'm developing a course, a book that teaches young athletes how to eat and fuel their body for optimal success in their field of choice. Right? Because again, I'm uplifting, I'm motivating, I'm helping them, and I'm encouraging them to do the right thing so they can have success at hitting their goals. There's 1,000,001 ways to build, to get paid for your profits. Right? The other thing that you can do is once you create a product, you can create a product for yourself and sell that product, or you can sell other people's products. Right? Sell other people's products. So let's go back to that person who is a baker. That person who loves to bake. Right? Maybe they don't want a restaurant. Maybe they don't want a camera in front of their face. But maybe they don't want to write a book. But because they love baking, maybe they would be willing to write a review on some of the utensils and products that they use to get their cookies to turn out perfect every time. Maybe there's a particular cookie sheet. Maybe there's a particular spatula. Maybe there's a particular blender that they use. Maybe there's a particular oven that they cook in. Right? All of those things, you can write a review on those, and you can sign up with Amazon as an affiliate, and people can come read your reviews and say, wow, I never knew that product was that good. I'm going to go click on this link right here, go over to Amazon and pick me up one. And guess what? Amazon will send you a check for that. I know probably a dozen millionaire bloggers. They write blogs and they make at least $1 million a year. Right? So that means they write blogs, and their blog will generate for them $2,739.72 per day. Right? Why is that number on my vision board? Because it takes that to make $1 million a year. If I'm going to be a billionaire, I have to first become a millionaire. Right? And some of us want or aspire to do things, but we don't know what it's going to take to get us there. So you have to first know what it's going to take to get you there. When I break that down, I said, dang, I got to make nearly $3,000 every day to be $1 million a year family. So that's my first goal. How do I with my passion, with my skill set, with everything that I know how to do, how do I turn what I know into $3,000 a day? And it's starting to happen, guys, because a good friend of mine put out a quote yesterday. Shout out to Corey G. Corey G did a video, and I heard him say this in the video, and I thought it was so profound. He said, you first must empty your pockets to fill your mind, so you can later empty your mind to fill your pockets. Right? And I know some of you guys are thinking, but man, dude seems to know a little bit about everything, you know, from health, from finance, to fitness, to medicine, to, right? How did I get there? I emptied my pocket to fill my mind. Now I'm emptying my mind to fill my pockets. And when I fill my mind, then I had to sort and categorize everything and say, how could this stuff relate to the things that I'm passionate about? And then how can I bring that to the marketplace so that I can extract income from the marketplace to the tune of $3,000 per day? Right? So that's the game plan. So you can create something, you can sell and sell it yourself. You can sell other people's products, right? Through becoming what's called an affiliate. And guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Everything that I spend money on, I'm an affiliate of that thing. Because I teach people wealth building principles. And one of the wealth building principles that I teach is when you spend money, if you have an opportunity to get a rebate or some money back, or get paid for spending money with a certain place or a certain vendor, then that just makes sense. So every time I send money out into the marketplace, a few of those dollars are like boomerangs, and they come right back because I'm an affiliate. So for instance, I have, as part of my Financial Success membership, I have a travel program. So when I travel and go book hotels and things of that nature, if I need to book a rental car, well, guess what? I'm going to book that through something that I'm an affiliate of. I'm going to get a discount for spending the money that I was going to spend anyway, and I'm going to get a small commission that returns to me. Right? I am a youth basketball coach and trainer. On my website, I'm an affiliate of an online sporting goods store. So when my kids or their parents ask me to where can I go and get a good basketball, do you think I point them to the local sporting goods store in the area? No. Why? Because I don't benefit from that. I tell them to go to my website, click on the banner for the online store, and you can order your shoes, you can order your basketballs, you can order your weights, your weight bench. Why? Because that benefits me. So I'm an affiliate of everything that I'm affiliated with, right? And I recommend that you be the same way. If you're passionate about something and someone's always asking you, girl, where you get that? Man, where you get that? You better set up an affiliate account with some of these places so you have somewhere to direct them. Okay, cool. I'm going to send you a link, man. You got to get it online, but check it out. And when they go grab it from the internet, then guess what? You're going to get a commission so you can sell other people's things, right? Some of you guys are so passionate about things and you have so much knowledge in certain areas that you can become a teacher, mentor, or a consultant or coach. Right? There are a lot of life coaches in a lot of different areas, right? One of the things that I do for people who sign up for my financial success membership, I'm a business coach for them, right? I teach them how to brand and how to market, how to set themselves up and set themselves apart online. So I'm a business coach for them because of what I did. What did I do? I emptied my pockets to fill my mind on branding and marketing techniques and strategies. Now I can empty my mind to fill my pocket as a coach, as a trainer, as a consultant on how to better brand yourself, how to generate leads, how to market online, how to build relationships, how to set up capture pages and all that kind of stuff. Why? Because I learned that stuff. See, I learned that stuff to do it in my own business. But once I started doing it in my own business and started having success, I learned how to do it so well now that other people want to pay me to teach them how to do it. I emptied my wallet to fill my mind. Now I can empty my mind to fill my wallet based on things that I'm passionate about, right? So mentorship, coaching, consulting, all of that stuff you can use, turn your passions into a profit with all of that kind of stuff. Right? So if you're not an affiliate of everything that you're spending money on, stop spending money until you set up those affiliate accounts. I'm not saying become an affiliate marketer so that you can start making a ton of money. I'm just saying if you're going to spend the money anyway, I have to buy weightlifting equipment. I have to buy basketballs and my sons get shoes and all. I have to do that anyway. So why not do that with a vendor that's going to pay me a commission for sending that traffic his way? Just makes sense, right? That's how you can turn any passion into a profit, because I don't care what you're passionate about, there's an affiliate account that goes with that passion. So as you're talking about that all the time, you can be directing someone to those affiliate programs where you can be earning commissions. Because like I said in a previous video, that if you stick with your passion, eventually you'll put yourself in a position where someone will either pay you to do it for them, someone will either pay you to show them how to do it, they will buy products from you that will help them do it better, or they will pay you to do it with them, kind of give them a hands-on, step-by-step type of deal. And that's how you get involved in your passions, stay in your passions, earn money from your passions. And as you stay involved in your passions, those passions will eventually, I promise you, they will eventually lead you to your purpose on this planet. And you want to know where your wealth is? Your wealth is in your purpose, because God wouldn't put you on a mission where there was not adequate provision for you to be on that mission. Right? God wouldn't put you on a mission where there's not adequate provision for you to accomplish that mission. I don't think he works like that. Hey, my child, I have a mission for you, but on this mission, you're going to have to somehow figure out how to feed yourself on this mission. No, it doesn't work like that. Here's your mission, and here's the resources. Everything is going to be poured into you as you perform your purpose on this planet. You have to worry not about where the provisions is coming from. Just know that the provisions are included when you start on this mission. Right? When I started on this mission, doing the things that God has called me to do, then the provisions, I'm receiving money and resources and things from places I never knew existed. And guess what? I would have never known they existed unless I got into my passion, which led me to my purpose. And now that I'm walking in my purpose, there's an unlimited number of resources all around me. All around me. Right? And I think the same will be true for you. So let's figure out how you can generate a little bit of an income from your passion. And if you can generate enough to where you can put your job in a rearview mirror, then you free up your time. And here's what happens when you free up your time. Guys, if you want clarity in your life, if you want to be able to see the world for what this thing really can be, you want to be able to visualize your 5, 10, 20-year plan, get yourself in a position where you can free yourself from your job. Y'all hear that? That's the quiet of not having to go to work. Right? And when I can sit in this side, this kind of peace every day and think and meditate and map out my game plan and decide how I'm going to use my time, I have never been able to see things as clearly as I see them now. Because I was always running for somebody else. So you literally get to put yourself in a position where you can see, your next 5, 6, 7 steps, right? You guys play chess? I always say that a good chess players are always 3 or 4 moves ahead of their opponents. Right? You can't get there with a job unless your job is something that you're passionate about, because then it's not a stress to prepare. Right? Because we look at our jobs, and most of us work 8-hour days. And we look at our jobs and we say, okay, my job is a 40-hour week. But is it really 40 hours? You got to put in the commute. I work 25, 30 minutes away, so that was an extra hour. Now, fortunately for me, I'm a man. So as a man, I literally would get up 10 minutes before I had to walk out the door and get my teeth brushed and rub a rag across my face and get dressed, and I'm on my way to work, right? Right? Women, on the other hand, aren't like that. My wife, literally, when she comes home from work, she has to, whatever she does with her family, because she takes care of her mom. Her dad recently had a series of strokes, so she takes care of them. So literally, she gets off work, and she has about an hour, maybe 90 minutes of downtime before her brain switches to work mode for the next day. And I think that is the craziest thing ever, is that you're at home, don't have to be at work till the next day, but your job is consuming your time at home because you're preparing what I got to wear to work. I'm thinking about files that I got to deal with when I get to work. So it's more than a 40-hour week. It's more than a 40-hour week. If we start to really analyze the amount of space and time that our jobs take up in our head, in addition to the physical time that we have to be on premises, my goodness, guys, that's why you can't see your dreams. That's why you can't see your vision. That's why you struggle to think clearly. And when you can't think clearly, you make decisions amongst this cloudy, foggy thinking, and some of those decisions turn out bad. Not because you didn't mean well, just because you couldn't see clearly. You couldn't think clearly. You were making decisions in a rush, in a hurry, because you got to get back to work. You got to get in work mode. You got to get your clothes ironed. You got to get your kids down. You got to get a certain amount of sleep so you can perform well at the job. Your job takes up a lot of mental capacity in your head. More than just the 8 hours. So if you can stick with your passions long enough to where they can provide a solid income, or you can put your job in a rearview mirror, then you're going to be able to see things a lot more clear. It's going to relieve a lot of the stress that was caused. Now, I have stress because if I don't get up and hustle, we don't eat. Right? So I have a little bit of stress, but that is the stress of competition, which I love. I'm an athlete, so I love to compete. So that's a different kind of stress than dealing with the stress of being somewhere that I don't want to be. And when I'm in that place, I'm constantly thinking about what I could be doing if I had my time back. So the question is, are you going to do what you need to do in order to buy your time back? That's what entrepreneurship is all about for me. That's what walking in my passion is all about for me. That's what finding a way to get paid for my passion is all about for me. It was all about me buying my time back. It's all about me buying my time back, right? So with that, let's do a 5 or 10 minute Q&A. If you guys have questions, if not, we'll just shut it down, and I will see you guys tomorrow. This, brother, is my everyday financial breakfast. Very inspiring to start your day as an entrepreneur. I appreciate that, Robert. And I know that you are grinding each and every day, man. I can't wait till we really connect, man, so that I can help you with some of the branding and marketing strategies to help take your business to a whole new level as well. But let's do a 5 minute Q&A. Anybody got questions on turning their passions into profits? Questions on affiliate marketing? Questions on branding? How you can do that? Any questions? Any questions? No? No? Y'all just like to hear me talk? No questions? YouTube, I wish they had the chat together where you guys can ask questions. You can ask your question in the chat. I will respond to your questions via chat. Sometimes I'll respond to your question via a short video, and I will just tag you in it on YouTube, or send it straight to you via email. So I do questions. You guys watching should ask questions. I agree, Robert. And I mean, everybody's not in position. Some people are just listening as they're working this morning, getting their workday started. How can you brand a new business into a multi-million-dollar business, right? Wizzy, here's, I don't know if you ever seen this video on my Facebook fan page. Steve Harvey talks about 10 and the power of 10, right? So you start out branding that business, not to a multi-million-dollar business. You brand that business into a $10 business, right? So whatever you're doing, have you made your first $10 doing it? Okay? So if you made your first $10 doing it, then you say, okay, I made my first $10. Now how do I scale up my efforts so that I can make, scale up my efforts times 10 so I can make my first $100, right? And then as you're doing that, as you're scaling up every time, you're writing down this process. All right, so here's what I did to make my first $10. I do it times 10 to make my first $100. Wow, I've got a $100 business. Here's what I did to make my first $100. Now I do that times 10 to make my first $1,000. Right? Wow, I got a $1,000 business. Here's what I did to make that $1,000. I do that same effort, give that same commitment, give that same level of intensity times 10. Now I make my first $10,000. And then you keep doing that, keep multiplying by 10. But when you're talking specifically about branding and marketing, your brand is your message. That is your message. I am the financial health mentor. That's my brand. My message is I bring practical, proven wealth building strategies to working class people. That's the message. Your marketing is your ability to get your message in front of the right people consistently, but you have to understand why you're getting your message in front of the right people consistently. The reason you want to get your message in front of the right people consistently is not to make a lot of money. If you're doing it for that reason, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Your motive for getting your message in front of the right people has to be first and foremost to build relationships. To build relationships. Because people spend money with people they know, like, and trust. So when that becomes your motive, your messaging, the language that you're speaking, all of that becomes different, And it becomes more effective because now I'm not trying to sell them something with my message. I'm trying to build a relationship with them with my message. And once the relationship is established, then I can offer them products and services and they're more likely to buy. So if you want to build your business to a multi-million-dollar business with branding and marketing, you craft your message, which is your brand, then you get your message in front of the right people, which is your market. But the motive for getting your message in front of them is for building relationships. Building relationships. See, why is Walmart a multi-billion-dollar business? Because Walmart has hundreds of millions of relationships they've built over 60 years. So you're in the relationship building game, Wizzy. That's the game plan, right? Any advice on starting a blog? Yes. Starting a blog begins with identifying your passions, right? Sometimes people start blogs because they know about a hot product and they want to blog about that hot product. And guess what? When that product is no longer hot or they run out of things to say about that hot product, they stop blogging. On the other hand, if your blog is passion centered, like I said, what have you been doing? What were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today that you can see yourself doing 10 years from now, right? I have a blog around basketball and athletic training and things of that nature. Why? Because that's something I love to do. I love to talk about that kind of stuff. So I have a blog called All Amateur Sports Network. That's my own sports network where I cover local sports here in the St. Louis area. I love watching local sports. I love watching kids participate and compete. And then I can write little articles about them. So I've got content daily that I love to write about. So start with your passion. If you're passionate about something, you will always find something to write about that subject. And that's where blogging gets fun, is because when you can write about that subject over and over in a variety of ways, little different nuances, and you keep your content fresh, you will keep people coming back to read more and more about what you have to write or say on the subject, and you start to build a tribe around you. The way that you write, if you're incorporating videos in your blog, all of that kind of stuff is what builds your tribe. And as that tribe continues to come back, then you have your different banner ads on the side of your blog, different offers at the bottom of your blog that they can tap into. Maybe you're an affiliate of some things and you can start making money based on that traffic. So if you didn't check out my last 2 weeks shows, I did how to make money online. So go back to the YouTube channel, Financial Health Mentor, look at the archived videos. I did an 8-part series on how to make money online. We talked about everything from your why, making a decision, the tools that you need, the fundamentals of making money online, your offer, identifying your target market, identifying your target medium, and then how to generate traffic. So those are 8 parts. It's an 8-part series. I did it for free, but that's the last free that you get from me. But you can go to the YouTube channel, hit the subscribe button, and look at those videos on any subject you want to learn about. And then you can literally learn what it takes to make money online, and blogging is definitely one of those ways. Thank you, Cortez. Question. You talked about looking up someone on your page. Can you say that again? Name of the person. Looking up someone on my page. What were we talking about? I don't remember, Wizzy. I don't remember. I don't remember. I was referring to. Referring to some things about branding, about building a brand. I don't think I was talking about looking at a person on my page. I was talking about going to a specific video, maybe on my page. Financial Health Mentor. I did a video on seven ways to get paid from your passion, or something like that. Branding, blogging is actually one of them. So when we're done, Wizzy, just hit the, you know, you can replay this once I'm done and once it gets published, and then you can go back to the early parts of that video. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on specifically what I was mentioning, what I told you to go to the page to look for. Apologize about that, my friend. But you can always replay this to go back and grab that information. The lost collection, I like that. Any more questions? We got a couple more minutes, man. You know, as long as you got questions, I'll be here. I want to help you guys win, man. It's you know. And then for you guys who really want the one-on-one mentorship and coaching, then you have to grab my financial success membership. It's $99 to start, $35 per month. We teach you how to minimize your taxes, eliminate your debt, free up the cash that you need to start investing. We provide investment education, give you tools to execute your wealth building game plan, and you get all the branding and marketing and all of the mindset and that sort of training that I provide, as well as your own personal coach or mentor. So if you're interested in that, then you go to financialhealthmentor.com to learn more about that financial success membership. Any more questions? Questions? Yeah, Wizzy, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it myself now because I can't figure out what you're talking about. But now I'm curious. I'm curious. Questions. So we recap the 4 questions that you need to ask yourself to help you identify your passions. Is what would you be doing if money was no object? What were you doing 5 years ago that you're still doing today and can see yourself still doing 10 years from now? What comes natural to you? And then ask people around you, what do you think I'm good at? What do you think I'm passionate about? All right. And that you can put, if you ask all 4 of those questions and you start writing things down, you look at the material that you wrote down, and you can probably pinpoint some things that you're passionate about. And literally, you can build a brand around any passion, and you can start making money from any passion based on that brand, right? Questions. If no more questions, we'll get out of here. We'll wrap up for today. You guys, tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, but Thursday I have a special guest. The creator and founder of Entrepreneurs of Color magazine is going to be on the show Thursday morning. We will start promptly at 7. So look forward to that show. But tomorrow I'm going to bring some funk tomorrow as well. It just haven't been given to me what we're going to discuss tomorrow. But if we don't have any more questions, I appreciate you guys for sharing the stream. I appreciate you guys for engaging with questions and dialogue. Heart up the screen. Share the stuff on from YouTube. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And guys, I certainly appreciate you guys. And if you guys are in the St. Louis area and you want an entrepreneurship program for your children, check out youngbizkids.org and wish me luck as I go do my 1-minute pitch. You know, for some potential backers, financiers, and backers who may want to donate to our organization. So until I talk to you guys tomorrow, I want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. Peace out, people.